a los jóvenes acerca de los grandes cambios que pueden realizar y del impacto social que se genera participando en todo el trabajo de voluntariado. She speaks English very well, so we have requested her to give this talk in English. It's much simpler for you and for us because she, even though she knows English very well, she does better in her mother tongue. Is your mother tongue?
Yeah.
All right. So it's a very warm welcome to her, and I expect you enjoy this presentation, and I feel that you will be comfortable in this presentation. Okay? All right. And they are your parents, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yes, and they are their parents.
They work for me.
I'm Barry.
I gave them the job today. They're 1 peso an hour, so. Awesome. So, well, I was going to do the first part in Spanish just so I could practice my Spanish with you guys. But since you already said that he's an English teacher and I don't want to disappoint, I will be speaking in English for this whole time. Okay, awesome. So, as he said, my name is Beijing Caspian Rogers. Beijing, like the city in China. Y'all know China? Yeah, that's where it came from. Ask them why, if you want to know why. I'm named after a place. And I'm from the Bahamas, but now I'm living in Chile, like you guys, because they wanted to move here for opportunities in business and investments. So I came along with them, and now we're living here together, and my good friend Josefa and I met, and so now I'm here speaking to you guys, and now I know you guys. So there you go. Now we're all connected. Great. So before we start, since we're young people, I'm young. Y'all would not know my age, but I'm young. I think it's best that we start off with a video so y'all understand like who I am, what I do, what I come from, my beliefs, my values.
Slowly.
So, can you play it, please? Thanks.
Slowly.
I love young people, obviously, so when Josefa gave me this opportunity, at first I was like, nope, because speaking is not my thing, but I knew if I didn't come, who would come to say what I have to say and empower you guys. So, awesome. Now, this conversation or this time together is not going to be a normal presentation because I'm not too friendly with normal, as you will see. It'll be a lot of interaction, or I'll try to make you speak, because your voice is as important as my voice. I'm not more special than you are and what you can do. And so I'll be asking questions, which I hope that you guys answer. And just, have a little conversation so you can also discover what you think and what you believe is right. I am crazy. I kind of don't care what people think of me. I mean, no, but I just like to live the life that I believe that I was supposed to live. And so, one of the things I want to talk to you guys is about stepping out of your comfort zone and to deviate from the norm. Because there's a lot of things the world is changing a lot. And as the young people, we are the future, so we have to make sure that we are stepping into our greatness, doing the things that we love to do, whether that's being a biologist, not too much in my section, or being a teacher like your awesome English teacher, or, traveling around the world and speaking to young people like me. Well, actually, that's a dream, but I'm starting with you guys, so y'all are special. Y'all are going down in history, my friends. So, what is the age group around here? I know these are young boys. And then we got some
16, 17.
Okay, 16, 17, 13, 14, and 16. Okay, awesome. So, through this presentation, I'm going to ask you guys a lot of questions, because if I'm just speaking to you guys, that's kind of boring. And with our generation, we like to participate. We like to just do things, not just like listen. We learn by doing, and we'll remember better that way as well. So I'm going to ask you questions while I'm speaking, so just answer them. No answer is wrong. If you have a question or if I'm speaking too fast, please let me know because I tend to speak really fast when I'm excited and passionate about something. What we're gonna do to shake it off, be comfortable with one another, to deviate from the norm and step out of our comfort zone so our time together will be nice and prosperous. We're gonna do something so silly and crazy in the middle. So we're gonna shake it off. But before we do this, I want to ask you if you care what people think of you. Anyone can answer. Do you care what people think of you?
Yes.
Okay. You care? Why? Okay, then that's.
I don't like it that I care, but
you do.
I would like not to care.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you. And anyone but no? Who don't care? Yes. Awesome.
Because I don't care about what people think about me because I know what I think of me.
Awesome. That's great.
That's
Both
right.
answers were awesome. See, we're getting questions, but we probably aren't really the norm to think about or answer. And that's what I want to do today. Think about things, start a conversation that we usually don't talk about and which needed to be talked at such a young age. You guys, the youngest, should jump at this opportunity. So let's put you guys on this side. And you guys are winning with the energy right now. And then you guys, are still sitting. Okay, I'll go first on this side. Okay, just let it out. Ready?
Wow, never seen you dance like that before. Woo!
Your turn. So you and I, we're first. Bring it in. Bring it in. Right here. Ready? Your turn. Together. There you go. Come down. Go to the end.
Next to.
What's that about? Start this line going. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. This one. Yeah. There you go. Just move it. There you go.
Woo! Turn it up, Leo. Turn it up. Turn it up.
Let's go.
Turn it up. Turn it up.
Let's go. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, right. Keep it on. Let's go. Everyone has to do.
Yeah.
You got this. You got this. You got this. See what I mean? Okay, you can go with it. Yeah. Come on. Cheer your friends on. Woo. There's a hot.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. There you go. Bring it down. Like to the end. Like to the middle. Like to the right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's difficult.
Okay, your turn. You too. Yeah. Take it. It's yours. Take it. Yeah. Love the creativity. Yeah. That's after you and I. Okay. I can't do that, but whatever.
Yeah. Good move. Good move.
I don't dance either. I just move. Just move. Yeah. Hey, y'all should be loose. Y'all should be ready to tackle the world. Anything. Because I bet that's something that you guys don't ordinarily do. Just, make a line and dance through it. But that's okay to do sometimes because it's okay to just let go and embarrass yourselves. And if you trip, just get back up and you laugh at yourself. And because laughing is a great thing. Recently I read that children laugh 300 times a day and adults only laugh 5 times a day. And so when I'm home, I have this joke with my sisters and parents. When we're laughing, I'm like, okay, we gotta make 299 more times to laugh. You know, because laughter makes us, I believe laughter makes us live long and be more positive people and just spread our light. So, as you may perceive, I'm no ordinary young person. I have the goal to embrace my difference. I have passions that I want to pursue, and I have a vision that I want to bring to light. But all of these things are not possible without of me stepping out of my comfort zone to do something normal, just like, not normal, just like what we experienced together, and to just deviate from the norm. You guys are probably thinking, how did I come up with this mindset? How am I me, besides the video? Well, when I was 10 years old, I saw my parents live a free life, and I was like, oh my goodness, I want to be just like them. The reason being is because they're entrepreneurs, and I said, one of my dreams when I'm older, or I could start it now, is to be free. I just want to live a life of freedom. So I want to give myself the paycheck at the end of the day. So that was me when I was 10 years old, walking around like I owned the place, you know. And then at 12 years old, one day on October 27th, 2007, now you guys probably know how old I am, I was in my room and I heard this small but stern voice speak to me and say, Beijing, I want you to lead the youth. From my faith, I knew that was God. And so I was like, I can't believe this just happened. So I called my mom in the room. I was like, Mom, guess what? She's like, what? I was like, the Lord told me to lead the youth. What does that even mean? Like, what? Like me? I'm not even 13 yet. I'm not even a teenager. And so I was like, okay, what do I do with this? And we're thinking, and I was like, why don't I start an organization? And so we were like, yeah, I'll start an organization. So we're thinking about a name. Then finally, she comes up with, It's Our Time. And I was like, that's a great name, but I'm going to top that. And now the name of my organization is called It's Our Turn. I chose turn over time is because the adults right now have had their time to make their mark on the world. I mean, you still have a lot of time left, but all of you do. But now it's our turn. It's our turn to start making a difference in this world and bringing and stepping into our greatness of what we believe we were created to do. When I turned 19, I was at university and I was laying in my dorm. In my bed, do you know my dorm? Like a dorm? Yeah. I wasn't laying in my dorm, I was laying in my bed in my dorm. And I was getting ready to fall asleep, and then all of a sudden, I heard that still, small voice again. And basically, that still, small voice gave me the mission and vision of my organization, It's Our Turn. And so the mission is a passionate movement of young people who deviate from the norm to tackle social systems, to target global issues, and to fight the social injustices in our world today. And our vision is, it's our turn to lead the youth by empowering them to make the world a better place, not just for us, but for the generations to come. Because we can't be selfish. We have to leave the world a good place for our children's children. If all of you who are 14 out there, don't be thinking about children right now, okay? You gotta get your life on track first, okay, before you bring another one into the world. And then, when I turned 20, which happens to be my age today, yeah, I was like, okay, even though I did events in different parts of the world, like Haiti, like you saw, in Nepal, I don't have that in there, but I went to Nepal and distributed toys to the orphans that I worked with. The Bahamas, my home country, and now I'm trying to start something up here. I was like, those are great events that I did, but I need to do something more impacting, something more personal. And so I created a project called IOT Voices. The goal is to start a conversation. It's our turn to start a conversation. And basically, it is a group of young people who come together to talk about their individual worth. Right? Do you understand that? Your individual worth, like how much we're worth, your struggles, your dreams, your goals, your passions, things that you would not normally talk about. you know? And it's good at a young age to stimulate our minds, to talk about these things, to dream. That is what we're supposed to do, to be creative, use our imagination. But right now it's absent. We're not taught to do that. Society has suppressed those things inside of us. But so through this group, I want the group, like the purpose is for them to talk about those things and also talk about the issues going in their countries. But the ultimate goal is to come together to find a issue that they want to address that hasn't been addressed in their community. Okay, and so I'll be starting one of those groups in the Bahamas and when I go to Haiti, and so that's really exciting because that's history, and I'd love to start some here in Santiago, so if any of you guys are interested, hook up with Josefa, tell her, she'll tell me, or you can just automatically just go on my website, message me through Facebook or whatever, okay? I love creating relationships, especially with the most brightest mind, the minds the world has ever known. Us, young people. Okay. So, enough about me. Now it's your turn. Get it? It's our turn. You like my jokes? I know. I have a simple question for you guys. What does it mean to be normal?
A society that is so diverse, normal is not something that you can find.
So, what does it mean not to be normal? To you. To you. What do you have to say is valid? No one's going to judge you.
When you do some things that are not the common things.
Okay, great. I took the liberty of taking some time out of my life, 2 minutes, to look up the to look up the definition online, what normal is. Conforming to the standard or the common type. Gosh, that's boring. This is how I see it. All of us stay in our homes all the time because if we go outside, everything is the same, everyone is the same, nothing's different, no one's proposing something new, everyone's doing the same thing, and why would you even want to step out of your house? Because everyone's doing the same thing, you see? So that's the picture that I get. So yes, now what I want to ask you is, what does it mean to act normal? The action. Oh, don't be afraid, use your voice, what you have to say matters. Now, what does it mean not to act normal?
Be yourself.
Yes, okay, there you go. I started to think about that. There you go. Well, answer to all these questions basically for me is, well, to be normal is when you do the exact same thing that everyone else is doing. And I believe that's not why we are here. You know, we're not here to be like everyone else. We're individual people, okay? So now I want to ask you, do you think you're normal or extraordinary? And be truthful with yourself. And then why?
Both, because
Okay.
I always do the same things, go to school, go home, etc. But the things I do during the day are different.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Yes. Beautiful answer.
Beautiful
Thank
answer.
you. Thank you. Anyone else? How about in like this corner? Don't you hate when a certain corner is being quiet and the teacher comes over to that corner and asks each one of you? I hate that feeling, but I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to do it too. So anyone, at least I'm not pointing at you. I'm giving anyone in this corner. a
She's
chance.
getting close.
Bam! Bring it! Look at that, I did a lunge for you. Those things are hard. I want everyone to stand up, and I'm going to put you into 3 groups, but you're already in 3 groups, so we're going to have 1 group, 2 group, 3 group. So stand up, and I'm going to tell you to do something on the count of 3. Okay, say the first thing that comes to mind on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Cow.
Okay. There you go. Thank you. This group, point somewhere in the room at the count of 3. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Church. Okay. Awesome. Perfect. And you're pointing to her side. Got it. I got you. Awesome. You can sit down. Thank you. And you guys, at the count of 3, touch my shoulder. 1, 2, 3. Great, thank you. No, there's a point why I did that. We have scientifically experimented that we're all different, that we take different approaches to doing something. You guys said something different, you guys pointed in a different way, and you guys took a certain path to touch my shoulder. And so We're smart like that. I don't like science, but I like to say that that was a scientific experiment, a method to prove that, we're all different. So you can give yourselves a round of applause. So one of the reasons why I think I'm extraordinary is because I believe I was created to do something. And at the age of 12, I listened to what it was, and now I'm exhaling it. Like I explained before, to lead the youth, which is a great thing, but also really hard because we can be so stubborn sometimes. But whatever. Okay, so has anyone ever told you how special you guys were? Probably your friends, probably your family. Family. Okay. Yes, or no? Yes. Okay. That's good. Well, I'm here to tell you guys that I know that each and every one of you guys are special, even though I don't know you personally. But if you want to connect with me, we can, because I love to create and build relationships with people. And that you guys have so much potential inside of you that is just bursting to come out and exhale to the world. I'm going to tell you a couple truths that you probably have never heard. Number one, failure is a good thing. We've grown up to say, society has taught us that failure is bad. If you fail, oh, that's bad. I'm not going to get anywhere. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to stay in my room forever. But no, failure is a good thing because you learn from that failure and you progress. And if you don't fail, that means you're not planning big enough. You're not dreaming big enough. Trust me, I failed a lot. So I'm pretty sure y'all failed on some people's tests, So that means you gotta aim higher and bigger. Second truth is hardships are a good thing. When we go through a hard experience, again, if it was a test or it was a sports game. Okay, if you play sports, I play sports. I will take you on the football field. I play soccer. So if any of you, or football. So any of you guys play football, I will, bam, okay? Awesome. I played in colegio. And I always want to win, so I'm very competitive. And if we lose, I realize, okay, this and this and that, okay, we can't do that next game. So that to me is hard to take, that I lost. But that hardship helps me grow to be better. And that builds my character. That builds my character. Do you understand what I mean by character? Like that, sorry. I'll just stay here. No. It builds who I am inside. So the next time I have a hardship, I'm not going to be mad and negative about it. I'd be like, okay, now I know what I have to do. And so you're growing. And that is what we want, to grow. Not to stay stagnant, which means to stay in the same spot. You want to grow. Each year goes by, as each month goes by, you want to grow as a human being. Okay? And being young, that's when we do it. That's when we really grow and find out who we are and what we want to do. So you all know that we are the youngest in society, right? We are the youngest. We're the young people of society. And that means two things. One, we can act crazy, we can act fun, we can be creative, imaginative, take risks, be ambitious, be fearless, we have recent education, and have the best ideas. We could even jump off roofs if we want to, but without thinking twice about it. But guess what? That is not the norm for us anymore. That is not normal for us. Society has programmed us in such a way where if we do any of these crazy things, we are branded as we're set apart. We're set apart. We're like, they're too different. I'm not gonna be friends with them. But that's wrong. I'm just gonna have to take that outside. So do you understand what I mean by that? Like how some of you were nervous to just walk in the middle of that thing. Because we grow up thinking, no, you don't do that. But that's wrong. Yes, you can. We are the children. We are the one with the spirit. Okay, cool. And so the second thing, what means of us being the young people in society, is that in the eyes of adults, what we have to say doesn't matter too much. And this is wrong. We have the equal say to say what we think, bring our solutions and ideas to the table as any adult. But just because we lack experience or our age, their minds automatically program them to think that we're not good enough to help or offer assistance. Has any of you guys ever felt discouraged before? That you wanted to help with something or offer assistance? Yes. But because of how young you were, they said, no, it's okay, just, Yeah? Can you give me some examples? Personally, for me, I'm writing a book called called Pursue. You sure I'm writing the book? No. I'm writing a book called Pursue Your Passions. Peg down the changes in your life to be the best you. The ultimate guide for high school and graduate students. So if you're graduating, come hit me up. No, and so when I tell adults that, they're like, you're writing a book? You're so young. How old are you? And I'm like, 20. I'm like, why are you doing this with your time? Why are you spending all your time to write a book? That's why. You're supposed to be doing other things. And I'm just like, why can't I spend my precious time as a young adult to write a book, and when I'm older, go on to bigger and greater things that I probably don't even know what I want to do, right now. So that's just a great example. And this is called ageism. Just like classism, just like racism, just like sexism. Ageism is when you are discriminated against because of your age. Psychologists, they use the term adultism. The truth is that adultism is a serious issue, and we as young people who are open-minded and creative are needed in the political world, are needed in the medical field, are needed in the schools. Like this young lady, she's awesome. Carolina, young, has spunk. You too. But okay? Right? We're needed in these areas because we bring new things to the table. We are the next generation, and we have ideas that the older people might not think. And we must voice them. We must tell them. But we have grown in a world where you can only step into your greatness when you become an adult. And if you decide to deviate from the norm by living life differently or choosing your own path, you're branded as set apart. Weird. Even though I'm weird, and that's a good thing. But to the norm, it's not a good thing. Okay? So don't get me wrong though. Some adults don't know they're doing it. It's just the way society has transformed their minds to think and act as they grow up. But adultism is a cultural problem in most societies. And the only way to address it is by making the problem known. Because it's so ingrained in how we are as a society that we don't even think it's a problem. We accept it. But no, we have to use our voices, say our opinions. Let them use them. Whether it's right or wrong, but they shouldn't suppress our voices. Do you know what I mean by suppress? Okay, great. You guys are smart. So when we go older, I know we're not going to do the same things because our generation is going to change the world with each and every one of our special contributions that we bring to it. Like me, mine is to lead the youth, and to do that, I see speaking as a great opportunity to do so. And I've done that in the Bahamas, I've done that in Nepal, in Asia, doing it in Santiago, thanks to this girl. And I've done it in Haiti. So I've just had tremendous, great opportunities to just speak. And I stay in contact with those young people, and they show me how they're changing their lives to be better, to deviate from the norm. As my shirt says, wake up and deviate from the norm. And my mom has a Spanish one, but she's left. She had important things. So many stories of young people all around the world doing crazy things that you would think only an adult can do. And I know that each and every one of you guys has that potential if you listen to it, and you can do those things too. So believe in that. Okay, so to not conform to the lies of society, but to embrace who you are, like I answered this question. We must embrace who we are to figure out exactly what we like, what we dislike, what we're good at, what we're not good at. Growing up in school, I was well-rounded. I was good at athletics, I was good at the arts, and I was good at academics. So academics, I really had to try. But my passion was more in learning through action, through seeing it being done. So yeah, and so I knew that about myself until I graduated. Well, I didn't graduate university yet. I'm still in that process. But during that process, I realized that that's how I learned. So you should realize how you learn so you can get better grades in your classes. Or ask a teacher, can you explain to me in this way? Because I realized this is how I learned better. And with this great fellow, I know he would do that for you guys. You have to know your weaknesses, and you have to know your strengths, and you have to value them, and then embrace them. If someone walked across the street, and I said, oh, you're ugly, oh, you're stupid, oh, you have nothing going for you. You walk back past them and you say, oh, if only you know how great I am. That's what you have to say in your mind. And then after you embrace yourself, embrace those values and those special, extraordinary talents and passions you have, then you pursue your passions. Because pursuing your passions is to live. I'm sure you love being an English teacher, that it's your joy. You wake up every day like, yes, I'm going to teach these Spanish people English. That's how we have to be. We have to not exist, but live to be the best that we can be. And most of the people we see walking around are just existing, you know? But that's not what we're called to do. We're called to live. We're given life to live, not life to exist, life to live. Do you understand that concept? Awesome. You have to find those passions and what they are, what makes your heart beat. And I have 8 passions: agriculture, young people, empowerment, poverty, government / politics, entrepreneurship, education, and writing.
A lot of passions. Wow.
Yeah, a lot of passions, because I can't live without those things. Your passions are things you just cannot live without doing. And then after you find your passions, you bring them to light. Bring them together for a certain vision, and you bring them to light. And this is an important task. It is knowing what you'll be doing within the next year to 5 years. So after you guys graduate, you know, y'all are closer to graduation, you know, you should have a plan written of what your vision is when you get older, from a year to these 5 years. And then you stir, whatever your passions are, you stir your life into that direction and you bring it to light. Okay? And so I love the quote. I love the quote that says, a vision or a dream is only but a wish without a plan. So you could dream this, dream that, every vision that everyone's saying, all that, follow your dreams, blah, blah, blah. I don't buy into it. You can't not just follow it. You have to pursue it and create a plan. That is the only way you'll get there. From that plan, you'll fail and you'll get through hardships. But that is a part of it. And so when I was telling a friend, what I'm telling you guys, kind of just like what I do and all that stuff, he goes, you think people would still pursue their passions if they knew all the hard work that would go into it? I said, that's a good question. Do you think you would pursue your passions, pursue your dreams, if you really knew all the hard work that would go into it? Would you?
Yes.
Yeah? Would you?
This is my case.
Would you, Josefa?
Sometimes.
Yeah, it's hard. And that's why you only see all these great people doing these things, because only some people do it. And that's why it's not normal. And so that's why you have to step out of the normal and go pursue those things and step out of your greatness. It's a hard thing, but listen, ask Josefa all the way on my Facebook. I believe all of us were created for a message, whatever it is, our contribution, that special contribution to bring to the world. And like I said again, mine was to lead the youth. However way I decided to do it, I decided to do it through speaking or through starting an organization. I always envision like my organization with like a bunch of young people, all of us. We're just like in the street, we're just like running, doing something. I just see it, I don't know, just like a great force of young people, making the world a better place. So I guess you could say that's a dream of mine, because I dream that. But in order to find what that thing is, to find that message, you have to listen to it and then exhale it. People call that your calling, people call that your purpose, but I like to say it's your message, something that you have to let out, that you have to breathe out. And one of the quotes that I really love, as y'all can see that I love quotes, is, if you want to succeed as much as you want to breathe, then you're successful. So you see how we're breathing now? No one's dead right now because we continue to breathe, because we want to do that. Well, if you want to pursue your passions as much as you want to breathe, then you will pursue them and you will get there. So everyone, inhale and do not exhale until I tell you to. And that might be in an hour, so I hope y'all have some great lungs going on. Your nose. You get yourself a little Jeep. Keep exhaling, inhaling.
Get some.
Okay, okay. See how maybe for some of y'all got some good lungs. From others of you guys, y'all want to breathe. Y'all wanted to breathe and let go. And that's exactly how it is. When you know what you want to do. For me, I know I want to lead the youth. I do it as much as I want to breathe. And that's what you do. You listen, and then you exhale. You let it go. You let it go. And that is what's needed to do. Wait, what?
He's singing Frozen, let it go.
Oh yeah, let it go. No, I love that movie. So exactly. Do you believe in power? Do you believe you have any type of power?
Like talent or like what?
Like power, like something that is inside of you that urges you to like do something. Do you believe you have power built inside of you? Yeah?
That motivates
you. Do you believe you have power built inside of you? Yeah, you? Okay. Do you believe? Yeah, you do. Do you believe that you have power built inside of you? Like right in there? Okay. Well, I believe that we all have that power. You know what that is? Yes. Guess what that power is?
Power of the special.
Love it. It's our voice. Our voice carries power. So if we stay silent, we're never going to get anywhere. Even in class. If you don't raise your hand, okay, now I can be a hypocrite. In class, I never used to raise my hand that much. When it was PE, I was the first one. But when it was like history and all that stuff, I never used to raise my hand that much because I was nervous. I was scared I was going to get the answer wrong or make a mistake. But that's wrong. We're at school because we don't know. So if you don't know, you're going to raise your hand and ask the question and the teacher should tell you, you know? And so the power comes from our voice. And if I didn't speak out and talk about my passions to Josefa, I would never be here speaking to you guys here today. And so it's because I used that power that was in me, my voice. 3 days later, she messaged me, and now I'm here today. I'm going to give you the secret ingredient to everything I just said. And it's just 3 things, and it's easy, and it's something you guys probably already know. But I'm going to reinforce it. And basically it is whatever your message is that you've listened to, took the time out to listen to, and start to inhale, is thinking you can, believing you can, and then just doing it.
Amen. That's right.
When I listened to my message, to lead youth, I was like, okay, I don't understand it, but I think I could do this. And then right after that, I said I'm going to start an organization at 12 years old. And then I believed it. I believed that I'm going to start an organization. Today I have one, 8 years later. And now I'm just doing it. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm just doing it. Okay? And that is what you have to remember. Think you can, believe you can, and do it. As Nike says, just do it. Okay? So every time you see Nike, you have them on. Whenever you look at that, think it, believe it, just do it. Okay? And then one last thing before we do something, give out something. I just want to leave you with these last words a wise human being said. I don't know his name. I just saw it and I love that quote. And basically it says, "You're more powerful than you will ever know. And they fear the day you discover it." I'm going to say that one more time.
Wow.
You all are more powerful than you will ever know. And they fear, society fears, people around you fear the day you discover it. Because I do a lot of reading in this, and we're not afraid of what we can't do. We're afraid of the light that we have inside, of that power that we carry inside. That's what we're afraid of, because it's hard. We know we could be great, but for some reason, our mind just tells us, no, 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 no. Be normal. Stay to yourself. Don't grow. Just live like this. But no, we must live. So discover it. And I say, so I'm going to say that one more time. The wise human being said, "You are more powerful than you will ever know, and they fear the day you discover it." And I say, the only way you will discover it is waking up and deviating from the norm. And that is it. Bam! Did it! Woo! Okay.
because that's very complicated to become. You spoke about standards a couple of minutes ago. Now you've got someone in front of you who looks quite different from you. And I appreciate what you say. It's very lovely. My question goes to how do you become aware of that sensitive difference in comparison to other
people?
Yes.
Great question. Yeah, so that comes along with, which I'm going to get to a little later, but that comes along with knowing yourself. We don't really take time to understand who we are, what our likes and dislikes are. We need to understand who we are, and when we finally understand who we are, we know what our weaknesses are, what's hard for us to accomplish, and then we go and accomplish them, then that's when we know that we're growing. Or for me, honestly, I do not like speaking, okay? But I'm doing it today because I know that I was supposed to be here for you guys, because you probably would never have heard this message if I decided not to come and accept your invitation. And so you know that by first understanding who you are and embracing that, loving who you are, and then you go out and you do these, you start to pursue your passions or your dreams or whatever that is for you. So, yeah, does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
You said that adults are aware of the problems that we have and they would like to change. Yes, I agree with that because of the system, because of the rules that you have talked about. Now let me know this. If we were given the opportunity to change our more dominant norms, the attitudes, something that I spoke to you about, do you think our society would change? And most important than that, how would it change according to your age, your perception, your experience?
So what you're saying is if adults' attitudes were to change towards young people?
Yes.
Okay. I think the world would be a much better place because I feel that most of us who go through depression and insecurity and low self-esteem is because they're not given the chance to understand who they are and understand what they like, what they dislike, because they feel like there's this box and they need to fit in that box. In their school systems, I don't know if y'all have popularity people here, it's usually in every school, but sometimes there are people who feel like they need to be popular to feel special, and that's not true. But it's because society has created that box where they feel that way. But if we spend more time with young people, like I've had parents who like spend time with me and, okay, Beijing, what are your dreams? I'm gonna help you activate them. So I feel like if more parents were like
She's
that.
She's talking about me.
If more parents, spend that time with their children and really help them understand what they want, who they want to be, blah, blah, then that would really shape society to be a better place. Not so much suicides, which are, from the young people, not so much depression, low self-esteem, because a lot of that comes from not understanding you and thinking that drugs, sex, thinking that you need to fit in that box.
And you are as an adolescent too, like that?
Sorry?
A girl thing. Do you expect the world would ever change if our attitude would ever change?
Great question.
That's why.
Yeah, very great question. I'm an optimist, which means I believe that it can. I believe that it can, and I believe in our human race. But we need so much motivation as human beings where we cannot do it alone. And we're all connected. We're all connected. One person, I can't do this alone. I need you guys. One of the reasons why I'm here to speak to you guys, because I can't change the world on my own. It takes every last one of our special contributions to make the world a better place. So to answer your question, I don't know, and it'll probably happen 100 years after I'm gone, but at least I'm doing my part to make the world a better place. And like I said, that small voice told me to lead the youth. And so I travel around the world speaking to young people. I don't like it because I don't like crowds, but I have to step out of my comfort zone and do it, because if I don't do it, who's gonna do it? And so to answer your question, I just have hope and I believe in us, but that's not enough because you guys have to believe in yourselves. So
Help out.
So yeah, well, I think that was an amazing speech. No. Thank you for that. You gave me a question last
Excellent
time.
question.
And I was
Very
so
good question.
nervous. But those questions are really great. So if you have a question, just stop me, ask a question, and I'll try and answer it to the best of my ability. Okay?
Trying to teach, and for example,
Like the opposite of what I'm
yeah,
saying.
and you're trying that person to take that knowledge, but there's not
very good
no
question.
case, and it's bothers.
Yeah,
and,
very good. Do you heard her question? What would you do if someone's saying opposite or saying no to everything, which is usually like pessimist, but whatever. I've been in a lot of conversations with those people, and like I said, you can say everything you have to say, but our job isn't to change people. I can't change y'all. Our job is to lead that life. Leading the life. So when people see me and how I live, people are like, oh, they're different. Oh, I want to try that out. And then that's when they do it. And so when I'm talking to them, blah, blah, telling them everything I know, I see, I've done, learned, while they're speaking, and they look like they're not budging to what or accepting what I have to say, you already did your part. So you just walk away. And maybe 5 minutes, 1 year, 10 years, they'll finally accept that what you said was true. But our job is just to let it out, to say it. But we can't change people, you know? I mean, that's like magic, like you're gonna do exactly, you know, like me pouring magic. But you have the magic, it's already there, it's inside of you. And a lot of people, because this is so different, with deviating from the norm, a lot of people are gonna say, you're so dumb, you're never gonna get anywhere. But and that's where your power comes from. It's you believing that you are gonna do it. You are, no matter what anyone says. And that's what you have to believe. So, it's, yeah, great question. Starts and ends with you. You fail yourself or you let yourself go. But it's your life. So, yeah, great question. What's your name?
I know we're supposed to follow our dreams, but what if we don't know what our dream is? If we don't know, we have no idea what we want to do in life.
That is a very great question. That's why I said we have to understand ourselves. We have to take some time out with ourselves, and we don't do that. We don't take out time to sit down and say what we like, what we dislike, what our strengths and weaknesses are. And it's from that list of things or that conversation you have with yourself when you start to realize, oh, this gives me joy. I hate doing this. I'm not going to spend my life, you know? And that is a start. And then once you start listening to yourself and what you have to say, like I said, listen, and you exhale it. So you have to listen. You have to spend quiet time with yourself and try to figure out what you like, what you dislike. But we're so distracted, our age, we're so distracted. We have phones, we have TV, everywhere we go. Earplugs in that, so even if we want to listen, we can't because we listen to something else. So it takes great discipline to listen to what you feel. Does that answer your question? And then I also have a quiz that you can take that's offered on my website to help you figure out what your passions are. I give you a list of questions and you answer them, and they should already help you tell you what your passions are. Remember your number, and one of you guys will be able to get this shirt, like her shirt. Yeah. I was told I'm not allowed to sell during school, but you can talk to the Zeppa if you want a shirt, and I'll get her some. And it's 10 meals, and you can buy one whenever. What's your name? Angeles. Awesome, Angeles. I'm visiting this.
Put it on the table.
Oh, let me take a picture.
Put it on the table.
Nice and new, just for you. Wait, let's take it out.
Go in the middle of the floor.
Yeah, man. Of course. Go. There you go. You get over there. Hey, what's your name? 5. There you go. Down. This is for you, my friend. Yeah, very proudly. Okay, awesome.
Should I continue?
And should I do one more? Yeah! Okay, fine. This is history. You guys are the first people I've ever spoke to in Santiago, Chile. So you guys are going down in history.
Can you tell us what you thought about this talk that Beijing gave?
I thought this talk was really inspirational. It was a really great talk. I think if she makes something bigger, like talking to more people, we can really make a change and make something really big and amazing.
There you go. Beautiful.
I thought it was very inspiring and it helped me like found something inside of me and
Wow, that's awesome.
it was amazing.
There you go. There you go. Awesome. But I want you to write your message down. If you already know it, write it down and keep it in your room. If you're still scared of the power you have inside of you, which is your voice, then lock it in your drawer, in your room drawer. If you don't care, stamp it on your wall. So every friend who comes into your room and they see that message, you're like, whoa, like, who are you? Are you a new person? Like, I don't remember you being like this yesterday. Yeah, I'm a new person because Beijing came to town to talk to us. We must wake up and deviate from the norm. To not conform to the lies of society, like some of the truths that you now know, so you be thinking about that while you're living your young lives. And when you grow up, not get into that habit of your little siblings. You know, don't shut their ideas down. Instead, help them develop them. Help them plan a way. Yeah, if one of them want to be a soccer player, help them learn how to shoot. And who, me? Oh, I'm happy. I am so happy. And I'm really happy being here with you guys. Y'all don't understand how nervous I was before I came here. I was so nervous. I'm gonna tell you straight. Most people don't tell you this when, you know, any speaker who comes in front of you. I'll tell you, I was so nervous. I did not want to do this. When Asefa asked me, oh my goodness, you should come to my school and talk to the children. Ask her. I asked her so many questions about this event so I could picture it in my head. So when it's time for me to come here and present to you, I know exactly how it's going to go. It never goes out the way you picture it in your mind. But that's how nervous I was. But just because I was nervous doesn't mean I didn't do it, right? I'm here with you guys. We have to step out of our comfort zone because it's when we're out of our comfort zone is when we grow. It's when we grow, okay? Can we get a photo together, everyone? Maybe, can they stand up in the chairs for the people who are, okay, cool. So those who are going to be in the back, stand in the chairs so we can make sure to get everyone's beautiful faces in the photo. Usually is. When people go out to speak to 200 people, only 5 will really listen to that message and go out and do it.